Hey there guys, welcome to the Lunatic Reader. This is Tarun, I'm a bibliophile and also I love creating bookish content. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started with today's video. Before moving further ahead into the review, I'd like to present to you with some basic physical overview of this book and also a bunch of other details. So today in this video, I'm going to give you guys a comprehensive and spoiler-free book review of Hiranyakashipu Book 2 written by Kevin Missel from the Narsimha trilogy, or also known as the Mahavatar trilogy, as it was promoted with the first book from this franchise, but later on they decided to change it from Mahavatar to Narsimha trilogy, maybe because the protagonist of this whole series is obviously Lord Narsimha. So as you guys know, this is the book 2 from Narsimha trilogy, and all those readers out there who haven't yet tried the first installment, which is Narsimha, I would recommend you guys to please read this book before directly jumping into Hiranyakashipu, because Hiranyakashipu's story starts from the point where the first part was actually concluded. So you'll have a lot of confusion with that if you don't have any idea about the first part. And moreover, even though I've read it for like 4 months ago, I still had a lot of problem while coping up with the story of Hiranyakashipu, because I just didn't remember any characters, references, or the plot, the basic plot of the first part. So that's how troublesome it is. But Kevin Missel also gives you a recap which will kind of take you back to the past, and it will give you a tiny speck of what actually happened. But still, it is advisable to read the first part to actually enjoy the story even more. And now talking about the plot, I'll give you guys only a very basic outline of the story because I don't want to ruin your reading experience in any way. It basically contains 3 major subplots which are again connected back to the core storyline of this book, which will keep the story running. Where on one hand we'll get to know about Narsimha, who's trying to save Prahalad from some unknown troubles that he has, and he's trying to follow his destiny. On the other hand, we have Hiranyakashipu, who's trying to seek vengeance against Indra for his past rivalries with him. On the other hand, we have Holika, who's trying to be more affectionate towards her nephew, with whom she was always been very firm, harsh, and she almost wanted to do some horrible things to him. So that's the basic outline of the story. But of course, you'll find a lot more things to be added into this, which will make it very adventurous. You'll find a lot of action in this book. You'll find lots of fight sequences. So that makes this book interesting. Talking about the characters of this book has a hell lot of characters to offer. And moreover, every single character is pretty unique in its own approach, and moreover, every character is very, very strong. You'll hardly find any character which is completely weak and vulnerable, because Kevin Missel always tries to include some sort of weakness or limitation to his protagonist as well as the antagonist. So almost all the lead characters have some kind of weird weakness or something. Moreover, every character is always combat ready. They just want to punch their fist into someone's face. They want to smash them down. They're like that. And you can't predict them. They're unpredictable. You can't just say what they might come up with. Suddenly they'll be very generous, they'll be very kind and all that, and in the very next page, in the very next sequence, they will fight like fierce warriors, who are very gruesome, who don't care. They'll slice the throats, they'll chop the rib cages off, something like that. They are, overwhelming. I personally like the characters of Hiranyakashipu, Narsimha, Holika, and also Chenchan. But there were certain dark shades given to these characters which I didn't really enjoy reading. So on this, I'll give you a much deep note at the end of this video, guys. So make sure that you watch this video till the end. and also the story is very intense. It's action packed. You'll find lot of hand to hand combats, gruesome deadly details of the warfare and all of that. At the same time, it's very much fast paced because Kevin Missel switches over from one character story to another on the chapter basis. So on one chapter you'll get to know about Narsimha, on the other chapter it suddenly switches over to Hiranyakashap, and from Hiranyakashap to some other character. So it keeps switching like that. I think that's the reason, in order to manage 3 to 4 major subplots at the same time, he had to choose this fast driven pace story. But it kind of gets annoying at times because of the fast pace. You can't really get to feel the essence of the story. You can't get to know fully about a single character because it just keeps switching and switching and switching. It kind of irritates you. But at the same time, it's not too bad either because it has lot of suspense involved in it. You'll find lots of plot twists. At the same time, the characters keep transforming their personality into something very unpredictable, which will keep you hooked and engaged. So I wouldn't say it's very boring or it's very intriguing at the same time. Kevin Missel has once again done a great job with his narration and writing style, because even an average reader can easily comprehend and understand the whole context of the book without any problem. At the same time, he won't feel disengaged from the book because he has a lot to offer while keeping them engaged with many subplots and of course the action scenes and all that. But if you're a reader who's not pretty much into mythology fiction, which has a lot of action sequences involved in it, especially gruesome fight sequences, then you might feel that it's a bit monotonous and you might feel like taking a break. But apart from that, it's pretty much okay. So finally, talking about my personal reading experience with this book, honestly, I'm disappointed, guys. I'm not at all satisfied because I was having a lot of expectations on Hiranyakashap, because as a Kevin Missel's fan, I was awaiting this book since a very long time. And even when I read the first part from the Narsimha trilogy, I was not that impressed either. I thought it's an above average book and it also had a cliffhanger in the end. So I thought maybe it was too much from my end, or maybe too early on my end to misjudge the author just because of one book from the whole trilogy. So I should check out the other books from the series as well, so I can come to a conclusion. But after reading the second part of this book, I'm fully convinced that this whole trilogy really has nothing to offer. I mean, I know it's pretty hard to recreate the magic of the authentic legend or stories from the Puranas, from the ancient scriptures. But at the same time, in order to make it unique and different, you don't have to just make a mess out of it, isn't it? I'm saying this because personally, when I was reading Kalki trilogy, I had a ball, guys. I was having so much fun with it. It was entertaining in every single aspect. Even that had lot of adventure, action, fight scenes and all that. It even had romantic angle, but it was all balanced, It had something new to offer. And I really had fun reading that whole trilogy, every installment of that. But with Narsimha trilogy, these two books, I didn't really find anything of that sort. I didn't find anything impressive, nothing nail biting, nothing gripping, I was just reading it. It was plain, average, Sida Sada. That's how it was for me. But it's up to individual's opinion. If you like it, it's up to you. That's great. But I personally didn't enjoy reading it. So talking about the characters, guys, as I've said, I have an issue to address in the end of the video. Here it is. Elaborating on that, I feel the characters in this book were somehow overshadowed in the process of building a very intense, fast-paced, gripping storyline, because they don't really have an essence which will make you feel like should explore more about the character. I mean, you don't get to see the background of that character completely. You just know Narsimha as a fierce warrior who's trying to run away from violence. Hiranyakashap as a dominant ruler. He seeks more power, he seeks revenge and all that. So that's how their characters are. what are the other sides of the character, other dimensions of the character, they feel very much cartoonistic. They have limited traits. So I didn't really like that, because for a trilogy, you need to know a character in and out. If it's for a standalone novel, I think that would be fine. But readers would expect more. Characters are what really keep the readers engaged to the story. So I think somehow the character development was not done that well with this book. My overall rating for Hiranyakashipu is 6 out of 10 stars, guys, because I think even though it didn't match up to my expectations, it still was not a bad book. If you are a Kevin Missel's fan, and if you have loved the Kalki trilogy, and also if you have loved the first installment from the Narsimha trilogy, then definitely you must try this book out to know more about the story and all that. So it's worth reading, but at the same time, I would say it's not the best work from Kevin Missel which you would expect. So that's all for this review, guys. Hope you guys found this review helpful. So thanks for watching. Keep smiling, keep reading, and also take care.